single strand of hair dyed faintly blue, catching the light. Hello, this is Haruka. I'm speaking to you tonight from my living room. I'm wrapped in a satin mini dress, soft against my skin. Perhaps it's the sort of thing you like to imagine. But tonight, my mind isn't in Tokyo. It drifts east and then west, along a road of deserts and mosques. Uzbekistan, that is where I've just returned from, and the memories are still vivid, still unsettled inside me. I began in Tashkent, the capital, a city alive with contrasts, Soviet blocks beside new glass towers, leafy avenues where children run, bazaars where spices cling to your clothes. Uzbekistan is woven together from many threads. Uzbeks form the majority, but there are Russians, Tajiks, Kazakhs, Koreans. Languages overlap, faces shift, and yet the rhythm of life seems unified by one thing: Islam. Mosques rise like calm beacons. The call to prayer carries, not loudly but steadily, as if to remind every passerby that beneath daily noise there is a heartbeat of faith. In Uzbekistan, Islam shapes not only worship, but the way life ends. Because here, as in most Muslim societies, the dead are buried. Graves stretch across the landscape, some grand with turquoise tiles, others simple mounds of earth. And here comes the image that haunts me still. When I boarded the Afrosiyab, the sleek high-speed train that links Tashkent to Bukhara, I thought only of speed, of comfort. The carriage whispered with air conditioning, tea poured neatly into small cups. But outside the window, cemetery after cemetery, graves aligned the horizon like a second audience, watching us pass. Some were clustered on hillsides, others scattered in desert plains, white stones catching the sun. I pressed my forehead to the glass, and I thought, why do they place cemeteries along the tracks? Perhaps it's coincidence, or geography, or tradition. Yet it felt deliberate, as if the living must be reminded of the dead with every journey. Have you ever noticed when travelling, how landscapes can whisper philosophy to you? In Islam, burial is sacred. Cremation is forbidden. The body must return to the earth, wrapped in cloth, prayed over by the community. The grave is not just a resting place, but a bridge to judgment. And so, in Uzbekistan, cemeteries are everywhere, not hidden, but visible, natural, woven into daily sight. And as the train cut westward, my thoughts blurred with the rhythm of the tracks. I thought about how Japan hides its crematoriums, how we rarely see graves except at Obon. In contrast, Uzbekistan places its dead right beside your path. It is an honesty that unsettles, but also consoles. By the time I reached Bukhara, my heart was already heavy with questions. Bukhara, a city that feels eternal, madrasas carved with calligraphy, mosques tiled in blue, the air itself thick with centuries of devotion. I wandered its alleys, feeling the dust cling to my skin. And yet, what stayed with me most was not a mosque, not a market, but the sight from that train, the endless graves. Do you think, perhaps, that confronting death daily makes people live differently? And then, the accident. On September 27th, as I returned once more on the Afrosiyab, the train halted abruptly. A collision had occurred further along the line. Suddenly we were trapped inside the carriage. For 2 hours no one moved. The air grew thick, conversations faltered. I sat by the window, staring again at the cemeteries outside, death beyond the glass, stillness within. 2 hours of suspension, as though time itself refused to move. And I thought, how fragile our journeys are, how quickly the promise of speed becomes the reality of waiting, of fearing, of surrender. Eventually, the train moved again. Life resumed, conversations restarted. But I carried away a strange intimacy with that land, a place where the living and the dead coexist visibly, where a journey is never only about distance, but about memory, silence, and surrender. And I know, I'll return to this story again. Uzbekistan has not finished speaking to me. So my dear listener, if I've carried you tonight to the tombs and trains of Uzbekistan, let me ask, where should I travel next? Where do you want me to wander, so that I can bring back whispers for your night? And remember, on YouTube, membership, and on OnlyFans, I share sides of myself you cannot hear here. Softer, closer, more intimate. Support me there and I'll keep this voice alive for you. For now, good night. This was Haruka, and I'll meet you again in the next video. You watched all the way through. Cute. No subscription? Says, are you trying to tease me? You know what I want. So go ahead, hit the button, and maybe I'll give you more next time.